The film opens in a police station. A young girl named Eve sits alone, covered in blood, clutching a spinning ballerina toy. She looks terrified, clearly having been through something horrible. To understand what happened, the story rewinds. We see Eve living peacefully with her father Macro by the sea. They dance together and laugh, trying to find joy despite losing Eve's mother and sister, Lena. Eve doesn't remember them well, but her father tries to keep their memory alive. He gives her the ballerina toy and tells her to always keep it safe. Life seems calm until that night. A group of armed men break into their home. Macro fights them off desperately, doing everything he can to protect Eve. He manages to kill several attackers and hides Eve behind a bookcase, but he's soon outnumbered and captured. The leader of the attackers, an intimidating man known as the Elder and the head of a cult, enters. He was Macro's father-in-law, and he's furious that Macro betrayed the cult by running away with Eve, his granddaughter. The Elder demands to know where Eve is. Macro refuses to reveal her location. The Elder gives him a choice: use a gun with one bullet to kill himself and spare Eve, or be killed and let Eve die too. Macro prepares to sacrifice himself, but Eve accidentally calls out for him. Her hiding spot is exposed. The fight erupts again. Eve grabs a gun from a dead body. One of the men has an X tattoo, and she saves her father at the last second. They flee the house, setting off bombs to cover their escape. The explosion is massive. The Elder believes they're dead. Outside, Macro is badly injured. He tells Eve he can't continue and apologizes. He dies in her arms. Now orphaned, Eve ends up in the police station. There, a man named Winston arrives. He says he was a friend of her father and offers her a new life with her father's former family. He gives her a choice, extending his hand. She accepts. Winston takes her to what seems to be a ballet school, but it's actually a front for a powerful crime syndicate called Ruska Roma. The leader, Madame Bain, tells Eve that if she stays, she will become part of their family. Eve agrees. Before leaving, Winston gives her a gold coin, a special token used by underground societies. If she ever needs help, she can present the coin and he'll answer the call. Eve trains hard at the Ruska Roma school. She practices both ballet and combat. She struggles to match the men in sparring, but a mentor named Noji advises her. Don't fight like them. Fight like a woman. Use your own strength. Eve listens, adapts, and begins to dominate in training. She makes only one close friend, a girl named Titania. One day, Titania disappears. Eve learns from Madame Bain that Titania wasn't strong enough, but Eve is. Bain tells her she's ready for her first mission. Soon after, John Wick visits the school. He asks for help from Bain, and the girls are in awe. Eve approaches him, asking how she can become like him. He simply says, "You can, if that's what you choose." Then Eve gets her first mission: protect a girl named Park from armed kidnappers. She's told not to kill anyone, only use rubber bullets. Eve waits near a park where Park is hanging out. The attackers arrive, looking dangerous. Eve fights them off using speed and skill. The leader of the gang tries to flee with Park, but Eve catches up and fights him using an ice crusher. She overpowers him, keeps him alive as ordered, and saves Park. Her success earns her the official Ruska Roma tattoo on her back. She's now a full member. 2 months later, Eve completes another mission, this time killing a target. As she leaves, she's ambushed by another assassin. She defeats him, but notices the same X tattoo she saw on the men who killed her father. She rushes back to Bain and shows her the man's severed hand with the tattoo. Bain becomes tense and warns Eve that this symbol belongs to a ruthless cult that has a truce with Ruska Roma. Bain tells her to let go of the past, but Eve refuses. She goes to Winston at the Continental Hotel and tells him she wants to find the cult that murdered her father. Winston advises her against it, but gives in when she shows him the gold coin. He tells her about Daniel, a defector from the cult who's now hiding at a hotel. Eve checks into the room next to Daniel's. Meanwhile, cult members, led by a woman named Lena, unbeknownst to Eve, her sister, are also at the hotel planning to kill Daniel. Lena grows suspicious of Eve. Eve sneaks into Daniel's room and is surprised to find a young girl there, his daughter. The girl asks if Eve is there to hurt her father. Just then, Daniel appears with a gun. Eve explains she wants revenge on the cult for killing her father. Daniel warns her to walk away. She doesn't know what she's dealing with. At the same time, Lena raises the bounty on Daniel to $4 million. drawing attention from every assassin in the city. The cult attacks the hotel, violating the Continental's rules. Daniel escapes with his daughter, while Eve fights one of the cultists. She joins Daniel and the girl in the elevator. Daniel begs her to protect his daughter if anything happens to him. At first, Eve refuses, but then sees herself in the little girl. She agrees and helps the girl escape. Daniel gets shot while fighting off an attacker, and Eve is knocked out and the girl is captured. The hotel's manager arrests Eve, but after hearing her story and seeing that she didn't start the fight, he spares her. Eve then visits a weapons dealer and shows him the gold coin. She asks about the X tattoo. He refuses to help, but offers her weapons. While she's browsing, cult members storm the shop. Eve grabs explosives and sets traps. She kills several attackers and saves the shop owner. Grateful, he shows her a map and points to a village in the mountains called Hallstatt. Rumor has it the cult hides there. Eve drives through snowy roads and arrives in Hallstatt. The people are strange. She enters a restaurant, but something feels off. A man enters, pulls a gun. Eve reacts fast and shoots him. Then more cult members enter. Eve escapes upstairs and fights the cook who tries to stab her. She traps the cook in a freezer. Dozens more cultists arrive. She kills many in brutal combat but is eventually overwhelmed. Then Lena arrives in a car. She notices Eve's Ruska Roma tattoo and orders her captured. Meanwhile, the elder talks to the captured little girl, trying to win her trust. He says her father betrayed them. She screams that she hates him. Then Lena returns and tells him the girl they captured is from Ruska Roma. Eve wakes up tied to a chair. The elder doesn't recognize her and questions her. She reveals she's the daughter of Macro, the man they murdered. Realization hits. The elder understands this is his granddaughter. Lena is stunned when she learns the truth. Eve is her long-lost sister, thought to be dead. They talk. Lena explains she stayed with the cult while their father took Eve and fled. But when Eve says their father only wanted to give them a better life, Lena snaps. She believes their father betrayed the cult. Outside, the elder orders his men to kill both sisters. They throw grenades into the house. A huge explosion follows. Eve survives but is wounded. Lena is seriously hurt. Before dying, Lena tells Eve she missed her. As more cultists enter, Eve picks up a sword and kills them. She takes a radio and speaks to the elder, warning him, "I'm coming for you. No one can protect you." The elder panics. He calls Madame Bane and declares war on Ruska Roma unless she stops Eve. Bane agrees to send someone to handle it. That someone is John Wick. He arrives by train. The elder announces to the town, "Let the wolf hunt the prey. No one interferes." John finds Eve's hideout and gives her a choice. Leave now or die. Eve tells him she remembers meeting him once and that she asked how to be like him. She refuses to leave. They fight. John easily overpowers her, but he doesn't want to kill her. He keeps telling her to go. She refuses. Eventually, she breaks down and says the cult murdered her father. She begs him to let her finish this. Touched, John gives her 30 minutes. If she doesn't kill the elder by midnight, he'll do it himself. Eve attacks the elder's castle. She blows up a guard, triggering the alarm. The elder learns she's alive and orders everyone to kill her. Eve enters the armory, grabs a flamethrower, and fights through waves of enemies. The elder sends his right-hand man to kill her. They battle with flamethrowers. Eve runs, dodging flames, and eventually sprays him with a water hose, extinguishing his fire. He corners her, but just as he's about to burn her alive, John Wick snipes him, blowing up his fuel tank and saving Eve. With seconds to spare before midnight, Eve sees the elder's car and shoots the driver. The elder gets out and tries to talk. He says killing him won't change anything. He offers to make her part of the cult. She shoots him in the head without hesitation. John watches from afar, satisfied. Eve rescues the little girl, promising to protect her, just like her father asked. We later see Daniel alive in a hospital, recovering. His daughter is safe. Sometime later, Eve sits in the audience at a ballet show, watching her friend Titania perform. Suddenly her phone buzzes. There's now a $5 million bounty on her head. Others in the audience receive the same alert. She realizes she's now the hunted. Without hesitation, she walks out the back door and disappears into the night. The end.